Some movies cost so much, they nearly sank the studios that made them. Big stars, big dreams, and even bigger losses. But here's the twist: many of these so-called disasters were actually pure genius. Today, they are loved, studied, and even called masterpieces. You are about to discover 10 bold films that went way over budget, but left behind something unforgettable. Stay tuned. Number 1 will truly blow your mind. Number 10. Heaven's Gate. A wild Hollywood dream turned into a nightmare. Heaven's Gate was a movie so costly, it destroyed its studio. Directed by Michael Cimino, fresh off his Oscar-winning hit The Deer Hunter, the film promised to be a masterpiece. But things quickly spun out of control. The budget exploded, the filming dragged on, and the final cut was nearly 4 hours long. Released in the early 1980s, audiences and critics were confused, and it became a massive box office failure. United Artists, the studio behind it, lost so much money that it collapsed soon after. But over time, people began to see the movie in a new light. Its epic scale, beautiful cinematography, and powerful story earned it praise. What once sank a studio is now seen as a hidden work of genius. Number 9. The Adventures of Baron Munchausen.
Take this to Vienna, to the Empress. She will give you a bottle of...
It felt like a storybook bursting into life. The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, directed by Terry Gilliam, was a bold fantasy that pushed the limits of movie magic. With flying ships, moon kings, and wild adventures, the film looked like nothing else in theaters. But behind the scenes, chaos ruled. The budget kept growing, sets were delayed, and production troubles piled up. By the time it was released in the late 1980s, the studio had already given up on promoting it. The movie flopped at the box office, costing Columbia Pictures millions. Yet, over the years, fans and filmmakers began to admire its bold vision, clever humor, and amazing effects. What was once seen as a failure is now loved as a one-of-a-kind fantasy masterpiece that dared to dream big. Number 8. Metropolis. A film far ahead of its time, Metropolis turned silent cinema into something truly unforgettable. Directed by Fritz Lang in the late 1920s, this German science fiction epic showed a futuristic city where machines ruled and the rich lived above the poor. Its towering sets, bold ideas, and special effects shocked audiences. But making it cost a fortune, and its studio, Universum Film Aktiengesellschaft, nearly went bankrupt. Many critics were confused by the story, and the film was cut heavily in other countries. Still, its bold look and deep message made a lasting mark. Over the decades, film lovers restored lost scenes and praised its power. Today, Metropolis is seen as one of the most important films ever made, an artistic risk that once nearly broke a studio but helped shape the future of science fiction movies. Number 7. Cutthroat Island.
No future in the army, sir.
Packed with sword fights, sea battles, and treasure hunts, Cutthroat Island tried to bring pirate adventure back to the big screen. Directed by Rennie Harlin and starring Gina Davis, the film had high hopes and a massive budget. But everything that could go wrong did. Costly sets were destroyed, actors dropped out, and the production faced endless delays. Released in the mid-1990s, the movie was a huge flop and earned back only a small part of its cost. The studio behind it, Carolco Pictures, went out of business soon after. Even though it failed at the box office, some fans later praised its fun action and grand scale. Today, Cutthroat Island is remembered not just as a failure, but as a bold, risky film that tried to bring pirates back in style before they were cool again. Number 6. The 13th Warrior.
Mortis. He calls for the angel of death.
The 13th Warrior combined history and action with a fresh twist, but behind its adventure lay a story of chaos. Directed by John McTiernan, And starring Antonio Banderas, the movie was based on Michael Crichton's novel. It promised fierce battles with Vikings and thrilling action. However, production was plagued with problem script rewrites, expensive reshoots, and a ballooning budget. Released at the end of the 1990s, the film failed to attract many viewers and lost millions for its studio, Touchstone Pictures. Despite this, fans began to admire the movie for its exciting fight scenes and unique story-blending cultures. Over time, The 13th Warrior found a loyal following, showing how even costly failures can still deliver thrilling entertainment that stands the test of time. Number 5. Waterworld. Waterworld was a bold attempt to show a future covered by water, with Kevin Costner leading the way. This movie promised exciting action and stunning effects, but the journey to make it was full of trouble. The production was expensive and difficult, filming on water causing many delays and high costs. The budget grew so big that many doubted the movie would succeed. When it finally hit theaters in the mid-1990s, it earned mixed reviews and struggled to earn back its huge cost. The studio behind it, Universal Pictures, faced a big loss. Still, Waterworld later gained fans for its thrilling story and unique world. It stands as an example of how a risky movie can surprise audiences and become a cult favorite despite early failures. Number 4. The Lone Ranger. The Lone Ranger galloped into theaters with big stars, wild action, and a huge budget. Starring Johnny Depp as Tonto and Armie Hammer as the masked hero, the film aimed to bring a classic American tale back to life. But behind the scenes, things got out of hand. Massive sets, costly delays, and expensive special effects pushed the budget to over $200 million. When it was released in the summer of 2013, the movie failed to connect with audiences and critics. Disney lost a fortune, and the film was quickly labeled a disaster. Yet some viewers appreciated its daring style, fun action, and beautiful desert visuals. Over time, The Lone Ranger gained more respect, showing that even big flops can have hidden charm and unforgettable moments for those willing to give them a second chance. Number 3. The Brothers Grimm. The Brothers Grimm looked like a magical ride through dark fairy tales, filled with strange creatures and wild adventures. Directed by Terry Gilliam, known for his bold style, the movie starred Matt Damon and Heath Ledger as the famous storytelling brothers. But making this fantasy was far from easy. Creative fights between the director and the studio caused delays, rewrites, and budget problems. By the time it came out in 2005, the film had lost its way and confused many viewers. It did not earn enough at the box office and hurt the studio financially. Still, some fans loved its rich design, odd charm, and risky storytelling. Over the years, The Brothers Grimm became a hidden gem, an example of a strange but bold vision that refused to play it safe. Number 2. The New World. The New World brought history to life with breathtaking beauty and quiet power. Directed by Terrence Malick, the film told the story of Pocahontas and the early English settlers in America. With stunning landscapes, soft music, and deep emotion, it felt more like a dream than a regular movie. But its slow pace and poetic style confused many viewers. Released in 2005, it struggled to make money, and the studio lost millions. Some people expected action, but what they got was a thoughtful, artistic journey. Over time, though, many began to see its greatness. Film lovers now praise The New World for its rich detail, powerful acting, and deep message about love and nature. What once felt like a quiet failure is now honored as a brave and beautiful masterpiece. Number 1. Brazil.
You've been promoted.
Brazil is like a wild dream wrapped in wires, machines, and deep ideas. Directed by Terry Gilliam, this dark and funny science fiction film shows a strange future where one mistake can ruin a life. Released in the mid-1980s, the movie faced a long battle between Gilliam and the studio. The studio wanted to cut it and change the ending, but Gilliam fought back to protect his vision. The delays and fights cost a lot of money, and the film struggled at the box office. Yet over time, Brazil gained a loyal fan base. Viewers loved its bold look, powerful message, and creative style. What once seemed too strange for theaters is now praised as a brilliant work of art that warned us about the dangers of control, paperwork, and lost dreams. Sometimes, the biggest failures create the brightest sparks. These films may have broken the bank, but they built a legacy that still shines today. Genius is not always safe, and that is what makes it unforgettable. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss a story, and leave a comment and tell us your favorite movie from the list